Babu, let us continue from where we stopped yesterday. And I want to use this opportunity to tender my unreserved apology to you, to everyone that I disappointed yesterday. Please, I beg you, forgive me, pardon me. Anywhere you are watching me from, are you watching me from Facebook or from TikTok? Endeavor to just say, hi, family. Each time you join our live. That is the procedures and that is our tradition on Okute Daily Talk, because I see every one of us here as family members. Lest I forget, this program is going to be a live calling program. If you have WhatsApp, please check on the YouTube where I am going live now. The WhatsApp number has been dropped and I pinned it on this program so that you can call and contribute your own quota to where we are going. These guys want to balkanize us. Hey, what Gowon started in 1967 is now what they are trying to kind of upgrade again. Well, should I blame them? I will not blame them. How should I blame the Yoruba who now decide where our boundaries started and where our boundaries should end? I should blame our stupid elders. I should blame our stupid and so-called idiotic leaders. I should blame them. Yorubas now are the ones who are telling the history of the Igbos. Just like what happened with the BBC. Yorubas are telling the history of people that are still in existence. And our people fold their arms. Even when that happened in the UK, I don't see any Igbo leader that come out and shout, why not they do like this? If now this crop of Igbos we have are the ones we believe that are going to see us through, one day there is a big trouble. I repeat, there is a big trouble. If you join, please endeavor to say hi to the house. And if you are watching from if you're watching out from TikTok, please double tap your screen so that you can as well notify others by showing love, likes, and all the rest of them. From YouTube, you know what to do. Hi, share the video, and make sure you keep liking this broadcast. We really have a long way to go. If this is how we believe that we are going to get ourselves the Igbo nation we are vying for, my brother, to me, I don't want to say this so that you say I am damping your spirit, but there's no hope. There is no hope. It is only by ourselves that we are going to give ourselves what we want. If we are waiting for any elder or any leader out there, my brother, they have sold us finish. They don't sell us complete. Please, help me to share this live. Balkanization of Ndi Igbo is now on progress. I repeat, the balkanization of Ndi Igbo is now in progress. By Yorubawa and Yorubanza, uncanny birds are now telling us our own stories. Hey! There is trouble. There is trouble. Indeed, there is trouble. If this is how we are going to go about this, my brothers, there is indeed a very big trouble. Whether you are watching from Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, if you want to join the program, indicate by commenting. There is a number for calling today. I said this program today, we are going to be calling and we are going to be discussing this issue. If you have anything you need to contribute on this matter, my brother, we need your attention now. My sister, we need your attention now. If any may be any Ndi Yoruba na abịazi ịbịa ịka avụ Port Harcourt Igweocha wee join izie Ijo wee kpụrụzie ndị Ijo wee lawa Yoruba land. They are now telling us our own history. Onye ọ na-afford isi aka ya, no problem na. Agbacha ọsọ agụ mile. Ọ ga-anya onye ọbụla n'eze o when the time is right. I don't need to shout too much. Because onye bekara akwụkwọ ya nwaanyị nwụrụ anwụ dịka ọmụ ife gburu ya. As you join, anywhere you are watching from, please endeavor to share this live. Double tap your screen from TikTok. Double tap your screen. Double tap your screen. If you are watching me and you truly believe in the ideology of what brought us here today, my brother, my sister, do not forget to show some love. We are here for you. We are here for you, and you are here for us. We need each other to grow, and this ministry must surely move to the permanent site. Let the party begin. We don't have much time, oh please. We don't have much time. I know that it is going to be a long program, but that time to be wasting, we don't have it. I'd like us to please let us be quick to join, so that we are going to share this information, deliberate on it, dissect it, and put it where it belongs. The world really need to hear what is happening. They really need to know, because they want to stir up an ethnic differences between we and our own people in a job. That's what these people want to do. Hey, Agbokwanda. It is interesting. I repeat, it is becoming interesting day by day. I am still waiting for you guys to join, please. If you join, endeavor to do us a favor by telling us at least, hi, we do the needful. You want to join to the program either by calling, or you want to show your face by TikTok. My dear, you are highly welcome. Even if you don't want to show your face, you can as well contribute your own quota to the issue on ground by hiding your face, but let your voice be vocal. We can as well welcome you to this program.
And shouts into the present. That time is not. That voice is the voice of the Igbo people, a people so powerful in spirit, so unbreakable in will, that even the mighty British Empire trembled at the sound of their name. They didn't fear the Igbo because they were violent. No. They feared the power of their mind, the strength of their unity, and the depth of their culture. The British Empire, with all its guns and global power, was shaken by a tribe that refused to bow, refused to break, refused to be erased. You see, the Igbo were never just another group of people to be colonized. They were a force of resistance, a pillar of self-rule, a threat to imperial lies. The Igbo believed in freedom long before the West defined it. They believed in justice before the colonizer could spell it. They governed themselves with systems so sophisticated that even European scholars were stunned. They didn't need kings appointed by foreigners. They chose their own leaders. They didn't need foreign religion to find God. They walked with him in spirit and in truth. That is what frightened the empire. Not their weapons, but their wisdom. Not their violence, but their vision. So the British tried to rewrite their story. They tried to brand them rebels, savages, pagans, because they feared their truth. But you cannot bury a people whose roots go deeper than any empire's foundation. You cannot silence a voice that carries the thunder of ancestors and the fire of future generations. The Igbo stood tall when others knelt. They fought back when others surrendered. They dared to say no to injustice, even when the price was blood. That is why they were sold in chains across the Atlantic, because colonizers feared what would happen if the world saw their strength. That is why the world has been silent about their legacy, because their existence exposes the lies of colonial narratives. But the truth is rising now. The descendants of the Igbo are rising. The world will know that the empire feared the Igbo, because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled. were meant to lead. So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent, or if your spirit yearns for justice, stand tall, walk proud. The legacy they tried to silence is roaring louder than ever. You are not the forgotten. You are the foundation. You are not a shadow of history. You are the light that history tried to hide. And when you walk with that knowledge, with that power in your chest, no empire, past or present, can ever make you feel small again. The British Empire feared the Igbo not for their weapons, but for their wisdom, self-governance, and unbreakable spirit. In a world where empires thrived on control, domination, and submission, the Igbo people represented everything that colonial powers could not predict, could not contain, and could not conquer. They were a people whose strength came not from brute force, but from an inner fire, the kind that refuses to be extinguished. The British were not intimidated by armies or battalions when they encountered the Igbo. They were shaken by a culture that had crafted a society where freedom, equity, and intelligence ruled before the colonizers even arrived. The Igbo did not depend on foreign systems to dictate their way of life. Their communities were built on sophisticated forms of decentralized government where every voice mattered. The elders were respected, the youth were empowered, and leadership was earned, not bought, not inherited, and certainly not forced by any outside throw. This model of society undermined the very foundation of colonialism.
They are afraid of you, not because you are violent, but because of your intellect. The British, I keep saying it here, they are not afraid of you because of your oil. I have said it countless times, that word Harold Wilson used, that he is afraid of the Igbos because of the vast mineral resources. If you are following me well, I have made countless times this comment. It is not because of the oil, my brother, it is because of your brain. Because Igbos have never depended in oil for one day to develop their region. They have never depended in oil for one day to do something meaningful for their people. They have never depended in oil for one day to build mansions, castles. Zenko Oil is building one of the largest residential area for himself of over $30 billion, abi 30 billion naira self. That is what Zenko is building in his own homeland, not in Lagos, not in Port Harcourt, not in Ikwere, not in Edegema, but in his own homeland, in Biafra land, courtesy of 20 pounds. I have made this comment countless times. Harold Wilson did not tell you guys the truth. The truth of the matter is that they are afraid of you because of your intellect. Anytime Igbo man speaks, my brother, white men begin to shake. That was why I said, if you are an Igbo man and you keep on misbehaving, you don't know what you carry. It didn't mean what they Jesus of the Bible no be. There's no two ways about it. Anyway, you are watching me from, please, if you never like this message, I don't know what you are still waiting for. Whether you are watching from Facebook, from TikTok, or from YouTube, like this message and make sure you share this live. This topic is very, very important. We all need to gather together to dissect it and to put it to rest. Otherwise, we will be alive while other uncanny birds, people who are not even worthy to become our mate, keep on telling our stories. If you go to online and see what these people are calling you, then you will know that it is high time each and every one of us wake up. Whether you are in the political sector, you are in the business sector, anywhere you find yourself, you allow these uncanny birds to be the one to decide your future, then you are finished as an Igbo man. Double tap your screen. Like this message. From TikTok, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. I don't know what I'm still waiting for. From YouTube, you know what to do. Please like this video, share it, and make sure that you keep circulating it to others. We really need to do something about this. If you check on your screen, as you are watching me now, you will see Okute Daily Talk. WhatsApp number to call +855 15717834. Contribute to the matter on ground. That is why I put up this number. You can as well call direct call if you have the money to spend. If you don't have the money to spend, quietly take the number, add it to your WhatsApp, call, and I will put it on a speaker so that you will contribute to the matter on ground. Everybody, all hands must be on deck. Otherwise, these people is going to be telling the world our own story, even while we are still in existence.
Which was built on the lie that Africa needed saving, structuring, and civilizing. But here stood the Igbo, already organized, already advanced, already powerful.
Their knowledge of the land, of trade, of spirituality, and of communal governance made them a threat to the imperial narrative. Colonizers feared what would happen if other African tribes followed the Igbo example. What if the continent realized it didn't need to be ruled? What if the people realized they already had power, structure, and the divine right to lead themselves?
They told you that Igbos does not need anybody to choose their kings for them or appoint kings for them. They choose their own kings by themselves. That even before the white man came, that Igbos have instituted a democratically government that is working for them, and white man came to copy that democracy from us, and then they went to their own self, modernize it, and add all the whole lies on it, because what they are doing now is not democracy but democracy, in the sense that it is government for the same people, by the same people, for the same people, for them, their family, and their allies. That is what democracy means. Not literally the democracy the Igbos are practicing before the white man came to our land. We practice a democracy whereby we have a constitution called Umada, who decide what happened in the land. Anything you are doing and you offend this Umada, my brother, you are going to crawl on your knee and beg them. Then you will know that women have power. Biafrans started that practice even before Oyibo copied it from us. That is why they went now and put it on their own land, that they will tell you, oh, women have power in Igboland. Then Africa, they don't have power. They have come and spoil our own, scatter everything, then went it and they put it on their own. And yet somebody will come and tell me, without Oyibo man, we are nothing. Are you okay? Are you just waking up from your sleeping slumber? Hey, Oga. This message need to be revisited. We are going to be playing it every now and then. We are going to be playing this message every now and then.
And shouts into the present.
Just remove that your mindset that always drag you back. Apply your own critical mindset. Let there be a critical thinking. Listen to this message without bias. You will understand that you as an Igbo man, you really mean a lot. I swear.
That time is not. That voice is the voice of the Igbo people. A people so powerful in spirit, so unbreakable in will, that even the mighty British Empire trembled at the sound of their name. They didn't fear the Igbo because they were violent. No. They feared the power of their mind, the strength of their unity, and the depth of their culture. The British Empire, with all its guns and global power, was shaken by a tribe that refused to bow, refused to break, refused to be erased. You see, the Igbo were never just another group of people to be colonized. They were a force of resistance, a pillar of self-rule, a threat to imperial lies. The Igbo believed in freedom long before the West defined it. They believed in justice before the colonizer could spell it. They governed themselves with systems so sophisticated that even European scholars were stunned. They didn't need kings appointed by foreigners. They chose their own leaders. They didn't need foreign religion to find God. They walked with him in spirit and in truth. That is what frightened the empire, not their way.
Do you hear this thing very well now? Maybe I have to replay it to you. When they keep telling you that nothing concern an African man. Okay, let me just forget about African. Nothing concern Igbo man with white man God. You may hate me for this, oh, but listen to me and listen good. I am not here to gamble with your spirit or with your spiritual mind or with your spiritual mindset. I am not here to dabble into your religious life. But I tell you this for free of charge. Igbo man have no any business with a white man God. This tape have been playing since even before I was born. Igbo man does not need white man God. Igbo man believes in spirituality. Not a religion that will tell you you will go there, commit atrocities, and then come to confess to a father to forgive you. And I ask, do you wrong father? If you offend anybody, go back to that person. That's what they call restitution. Go to that person, ask him for forgiveness. That is what they call real forgiveness. Not you offend Okeke, you went to Okaf to apologize to Okaf to forgive you. Who does that? When you make this comment, people will begin to, you cannot mind your business, focus on what you are saying. My brother, it is all our business. We are all in this together. We all have been lied for many years, for many decades. Yes, I was not born in an idol home. I was not born as a Muslim. I was born on the same religion you are born that you are defending now with all your life. But a white man will tell you that Igbo man have no any business. We believe in spirituality and doing the right thing. That is what they call a free thinker. That's what Igbo man believe. If you ask them now, they say, Igbo man na gbara son America. Igbo man na dey ekpere arụsị, I na good arụsị no for arụsị mere m nke a lee nke ya, lee ife yemen. I grew up knowing my father. My father is not going to church. He neither have shrine or have any arụsị as he worshipped. He believes in doing what is right and keeping what is right. Not you see something that is wrong. But because they don't brainwash you, tell you when you commit this sin, finish, go and to father and confess, then God will forgive you. Who told you that God forgive you? Let me ask a question. Who told you that when you sin finish, you offended Okute, then you went to Matthias to confess? That Matthias will tell you that your so-called God have forgiven you. Who told you? How do you know he forgive you? I have said it earlier. Please, I am not here to dab into your spiritual life or to gamble with your spirit on what you believe. Please, go to your church if you want to go to your church. If na your shrine they go, please quietly go about your normal business. This is my own definition. And my own opinion will not override the opinions of millions and billions of people that is going to church or going to shrine. So this one is just a very simple, I just bring my own, what I call it, just to awaken your subconscious mind. Whether the English is correct? It is correct anyway. Let us continue.
Weapons, but their wisdom, not their violence, but their vision. So the British tried to rewrite their story. They tried to brand them rebels, savages, pagans, because they feared their truth. But you cannot bury a people whose roots go deeper than any empire's foundation. You cannot silence a voice that carries the thunder of ancestors and the fire of future generations. The Igbo stood tall when others knelt. They fought back when others surrendered. They dared to say no to injustice, even when the price was blood. That is why they were sold in chains across the Atlantic, because colonizers feared what would happen if the world saw their strength.
The reason why you see a good number of Igbos across every breadth of the earth, the so-called British, thunder will fire British, and British must collapse. British must collapse for what they did to the Igbos. They must collapse. The reason they sold you is not because they needed money, simply because of your intellect. They just want you to out of this area you are. They sold you. Many of our people died in oceans and rivers. Why the place in Virginia, they call it landing Igbos. But our ancestors read there and said, instead of them to become slaves, they better not live. All of them jump inside the water and they drown. And then Igbos keep on remembering that place up to date. My brother, we choose kings by ourselves. Nobody appoint king for us. And that's the more reason why it is very difficult for them to give Igbos the head of anything they are doing, because they know that Igbos will perform amazingly well. Not looking anybody's face, not minding whose horse is God. And then some people are here, nyanging nonsense. Wanyoma, you're highly welcome. I've been welcome. Anyone where you be, I beg. Thanks so much. Just say hi, families, Hi, family, because we all here are families, and that is how we choose to be. So please let us continue. At the more we go, we'll get a good number of people.
The world has been silent about their legacy because their existence exposes the lies of colonial narratives. But the truth is rising now. The descendants of the Igbo are rising. The world will know that the empire feared the Igbo because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled. They were meant to lead. So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent,
you are not meant to be ruled. You are meant to lead. That is whom you are. The reason why, whenever I look at our so-called politicians, no my brother, no any single, in fact, both their generation born and unborn, all the whole politicians, make sure that now, and when anything that come from their lineage that will remain in the land of Igbo, because they are a bad omen to Ali Igbo. They are the one that is selling us kobo and half after, making us to look like we are slaves in a place where we're supposed to be the leader. Anya uregbe mma agbacha ha nche niile mgbagbuo ha mgbanye onwe even obere nwanne n'ime ha mma agba ya kama mgbacha ya ka njewe nga. I swear to God. You are not meant to be rude. You are meant to lead. That is whom you are. That is what you are being created to do. In the place where they have instituted you is a land of your own. In that same land, you are now slave in your own land. Because our elders or the so-called our political leaders have now turned to become boy. In the hands of those, they are better than. In the hands of those, they are using their own money to pay them salary. In fact, to bribe them. Can't you see? Let us continue.
Or if your spirit yearns for justice, stand tall, walk proud. The legacy they tried to silence is roaring louder than ever. You are not the forgotten. You are the foundation. You are not a shadow of history. You are the light that history tried to hide. And when you walk with that knowledge, with that power in your chest, no empire, past or present, can ever make you feel small again. The British Empire feared the Igbo not for their weapons, but for their wisdom, self-governance, and unbreakable spirit. In a world where empires thrived on control, domination, and submission, the Igbo people represented everything that colonial powers could not predict, could not contain, and could not conquer. They were a people whose strength came not from brute force, but from an inner fire, the kind that refuses to be extinguished. The British were not intimidated by armies or battalions when they encountered the Igbo. They were shaken by a culture that had crafted a society where freedom, equity, and intelligence ruled before the colonizers even arrived. The Igbo did not depend on foreign systems to dictate their way of life. Their communities were built on sophisticated forms of decentralized government where every voice mattered. The elders were respected, the youth were empowered, and leadership was earned, not bought, not inherited, and certainly not forced by any outside throw. This model of society undermined the very foundation of colonialism, which was built on the lie that Africa needed saving, structuring, and civilizing. But here stood the Igbo, already organized, already advanced, already powerful.
Their knowledge of the land, of trade, of spirituality, and of communal governance made them a threat to the imperial narrative. Colonizers feared what would happen if other African tribes followed the Igbo example? What if the continent realized it didn't need to be ruled? What if the people realized they already had power, structure, and the divine right to lead themselves? The British Empire understood that the real danger wasn't in the Igbo lifting a sword, but in them lifting their heads high, refusing to bow, and declaring, "We are not yours to conquer." To break the Igbo, the colonizers knew they had to destroy not just bodies, but identity. They attacked their names, their languages, their faith, and their institutions. They labeled them as troublemakers and resistors, not because they were wrong, but because they were right in all the...
The message is from Pastor Billy Graham. Now he talk this in. No be Igbo man talk am. No be Yoruba man, no be Hausa man. Now foreigner, white, who knows your capacity, who knows what you represent, is the one who is making this comment. And yet, some Igbos don't even know their worth. There are more of these videos, or rather more of these messages we have here. We are going to be taking it one after the other. I repeat, we'll be taking it one after the other. Let us listen to another message.
Last meeting I got, that was last month, about 17 Royal Highness from River State again. Given 17 now, 12 told them that River State as a whole, we without history, no, not Korean history. Say how to find here, you know. So for the problem, when I'm him in the money, Ndi Igbo. I said,
I am Ife Abuja says, breaking news. Yoruba lies and propagandas against Ndi Igbo led to Nigerian civil war, of which the Igbos lost so much, including 5 million compatriots. May I remind you that the script of the Biafra war, or rather the genocidal war against the Igbos, were being written, endorsed and passed in UNN. Sorry, in University of Ibadan, OAU, or Bafemi Awolowo University. That is where they drafted the script of how they are going to eliminate the Igbos from the surface of this earth. It has been long these Yorubas want to exterminate the Igbos out of the surface of this earth. Yet, I still have some Igbo brothers who are embracing these uncanny birds, who are embracing these murderers as friends. Nothing you do to a Yoruba man, even if you like, kill yourself, tomorrow that Yoruba bastard is going to betray you. That is their nature, and that is whom they are. So the earlier you understand this, the better for all of us. If you like, continue murmuring yourself. Continue the Zuzu. They kill yourself because you want to prove a point for where they. No wahala. At the end, now you go see regret them. Let me continue. Since then, Yorubas position themselves for anything that comes down to southern Nigeria, including the presidency and seaport monopoly. They are the greatest beneficiaries of Igbo modernization, and they don't want it to stop. Today, the same Yoruba is about to lose the presidency and political power, and they have started cooking up another lies and propaganda just to cause confusion and distract everyone. Ndi Igbo, beware of Yorubas. Ndi Ofemano are very deadly and dangerous. The professor is acting Turumbu and Yoruba script He couldn't answer the devastating question from the lady. Yoruba expansionist agenda dead on arrival. If you are following me here, I made a particular point, and let me repeat myself again in case maybe you have forgotten, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be the last president of the zoo or life president of the zoo. Double L is what is his name. They are losing ground. They are losing the presidency. Now they want to stir ethnic tension between the Igbos and the Jaws in our own land. You come all the way from southwest, then come to the old eastern region telling me that this one is a south-south and this one is the southeast. Being created, when they ask you about the geographical expression of this thing you are calling south-south and southeast, you cannot be able to give us any substantiated explanation. Look at what they are trying to do now. Because they are losing the presidency. Let me also shock you. Do you know that the North give up the zoo presidency for an Igbo man to take over that seat? Do you know that no matter how bad Muhammad Buhari is, whether he's dead or alive, he never preferred to hand over that power to Tinubu? Because you know that Tinubu assuming that power, he's going to deal with the Northerners. And that is what is happening today. Initially, Muhammad Buhari never campaigned for Tinubu, not for one day, not until they begin to speculate on social media, and then he just begin to show himself. They have already decided that, okay, let's give this power to Igbos. At least let them test it in the lives of P2B. I'm not saying this because I supported Nigerian election or whatever that comes from it, but I just want you to notice what really happened in 2023 election. Yes, a lot of people is going to bring this argument. After all, it is Mahmoud who take the seat and give it to Tinubu. Mahmoud is an Hausa man. Yes, you are right if you bring that argument. But I can tell you for free of charge, anything Bola Tinubu cannot do does not exist. In other words, the amount of money he paid Mahmoud to rig that election, if they tell you that amount, my brother, if you fall from it, if you ever live on this earth, make a know what cause am. If they set the money, you stand on top. It is more than 5-story building. If you fall on top, you are going to, in fact, you are going to die. Mahmoud sold that position to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, not the Northerners. The Northerners hands off for Igbos to take over that seat. Yorubas hijacked it. Tinubu hijacked it. Now he is losing a seat. Maybe he have already seen the attention now is focusing on P2B again. They want to stir ethnic tension. They call for an ethnocentric summit that are going to restructure Nigeria or whatever they may be called. And then you are coming to tell them that minus Igbo 5 states, you are going to have a John nation, you are going to have a Port Harcourt nation, you are going to have a Calabari nation. You can imagine that nonsense. Even the people who are speaking Igbo, you want to tell them, you are going to have a Benue nation, and they channel them to the north. Who does that? Nah, oh my goodness. But anyway, I will not blame them. I can never blame the Yorubas for whatever they are doing to the Igbos. We caused it by our own self. So let us not play any blame game here. It is our own fault. And we have lived to regret it. We have lived to regret our own fault, the mistake of our elders in the past. And we are making that same mistake today. If we do not correct this impression now, our children will also be facing this kind of thing. We allow this same Yoruba to play a hide and seek game with us, tagging us the 1960s coup as an Igbo coup. That is where we are today. Now they have started again. If you go online and see, anyway, I'm going to read comment. There's no point of dragging it too much. When I read comment, then you will understand. Igboland, okay? And the rest of people that is watching, what is happening? Why nobody is liking, nobody is sharing, nobody even sending any love? Whether from TikTok, double tap your screen and you are there looking at me like mumu. Not when I talk and I say, I don't use bad word. I never use bad word, though. In fact, call me mumu, call me idiot, I will accept. Call me, in fact, call me monkey. No problem. I'm okay with it. Not I use bad language. That is not a bad language. That I said mumu is not a bad language. Our politicians are the problem we face today. Yes, they are. they are. Please double tap your screen. Prophet Peter, my brother, thanks so much. Thank you so much. Invite others to like this. Invite others. Because na man you be. At least come on with a mother. Come on, no mother. And the Prophet Peter, please, if you want to contribute, there is a number that has been put out there. Either you call by WhatsApp or you call by Telegram, or you can as well call direct call if you have the money to spend. But I want everybody who wants to contribute to this topic on ground to please air your own view. The platform is open for everybody. The platform is open for everybody, both on YouTube and on TikTok. Biko, let me read what we have here. We still have a lot of messages here today. There's a professor who they ask questions, he couldn't answer the question. Let me just play. Let me play the sound now. Let me just play you the sound.
A Nigerian professor from Rivers State has gone on national television to say that if Nigeria is to break up today or is to be restructured today, that Port Harcourt will not be part of Igboland. As you all know, that this is the map of Igbo nation, and here we have Port Harcourt. So this professor went on national television to say that if Nigeria is to be restructured, that is regional government, everybody be on your own, manage what you have. He said that Port Harcourt.
Brother Douglas, I like this video, Please like it, double tap your screen, Name this live, go viral now. You see this topic, you need to go viral. Whether on Facebook, whether on TikTok, whether on YouTube, you need to go viral. They double tap your screen, they share the message. Let others join us. I need the otherwise, we will be alive. Why the uncanny birds are now the one telling our own history? They don't make that move before. None of our elders said anything. In fact, politician Igbo. Whether you are innocent or you are guilty, BBC called a Yoruba man to come and tell the story of Igbos, Biafrans, about the war. And he go there and spill nonsense. All our Igbo elders, all our politicians, none of them ever come out to debunk what that idiot says. It is we that is on media now that begin to ask, why must you say, in fact, now we the debunk waiting they talk there. We have politicians whom all these white supremacists believe that they are the one that's telling them the truth. Even when we cry from now till tomorrow, when we shout on top of our voice, they will not care. They will call us noisemakers. Then our politicians who are supposed to talk, for them to listen, all of them went into hiding. Now, the same Yorubas now don't come out again to tell us our own history, our own story. Thank you very much, Prophet Peter. One you are a prophet. In fact, we are losing it. We are losing it. Pastor Graham Bellis Bellingham Grahams. Wouldn't be that man name himself. Wouldn't be that man name. Wait, let me play this music, play this voice again.
And shouts into the present.
Evangelist Billy Graham. Evangelist Billy Graham. Mama had a bill say here herself. Now they tell us how Igbos are being structured. He told us that Igbos, the reason why the British sold us in many, in quantum, in thousands, in millions, is because of our intellect, not because of we have guns, not because we are violent, but because what is in us is different. In fact, it is far, far, far more than what they expect to see from a black man. And the more reason why they take the power and give it to the minority, the ones they can control anyhow. You see where the problem started? You see where the Igbo excellence started? That was why every time I come online, I will say, Igbos, and I won't keep me with excellence. The more we keep on showing our excellence, the more these people are envious of us. Oh, make God buy me with excellency. Oh, Ejikwa m ogu.
That time is not. That voice is the voice of the Igbo people, a people so powerful in spirit, so unbreakable in will, that even the mighty British Empire trembled at the sound of their name. They didn't fear the Igbo because they were violent. No. They feared the power of their mind, the strength of their unity, and the depth of their culture. The British Empire, with all its guns and global power, was shaken by a tribe that refused to bow, refused to break, refused to be erased. You see, the Igbo were never just another group of people to be colonized. They were a force of resistance, a pillar of self-rule, a threat to imperial lies. The Igbo believed in freedom long before the West defined it. They believed in justice before the colonizer could spell it. They governed themselves with systems so sophisticated that even European scholars were stunned. They didn't need kings appointed by foreigners. They chose their own leaders. They didn't need foreign religion to find God. They walked with him in spirit and in truth. That is what frightened the empire. Not their weapons, but their wisdom. Not their violence, but their vision. So the British tried to rewrite their story. They tried to brand them rebels, savages, pagans, because...
You see the reason why they hate you? Because of your resilience, because of your strength, because of your intellect. They call you all manner of names. They call you pagans, they call you terrorists. This is what Nigerian government are doing today. Nnamdi Kanu came out to open the eyes of everybody, including the world. Look at what is happening in Nigeria. Instead of them to embrace the truth, they combined together and call him terrorist, kidnap him, and put him in Sokoto prison. That is the template the UK set back then, and they used the same template against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The template they used to sold our number of ancestors into slavery because of their resilience, because of what they represent. The same thing they used on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi came out to let the whole world know the atrocities Nigerian government and Britain they are carrying out in Biafra territory. And then I have political elders who could not utter a word. In fact, they are the ones who are supporting the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. And then when we talk, now that is not even the problem. The issue there now is that uncanny beds, unity beggars, aboros, paraga drinkers that have not anything they are contributing to that zoo they call Nigeria is now the one that is deciding where is our own boundary. Ndi Igbo people who have lived in the land over 4 million years, even before the so-called Yaribas decided to migrate from wherever. And then our political elders, Chineke ya akpọkụ, ekwensu ya abụọnụ, everybody fold their arms. I watched one clip today. To God who made me and you, I become so emotional. I became so emotional that I don't know when tears begin to roll down from my eyes. Ebonyi, senator representing Ebonyi State, whether Ebonyi South or Ebonyi North, went to IZZI to address people, like he went to campaign to them to vote for him to return back to the Senate. My brother, guess what? Even you'll be shocked. The people he went to address was on this side of the road. Why he stayed on the other side of the road? Because water was the demarcation between him and the people he wanted to vote for him. The same people who voted for him to enter there. He couldn't construct, even if na Paco Bridge. My brother, I see this in I shed tears, and I begin to ask, who do us this? How do we end up producing idiots? Igbo that they name with intellect. Igbo that the whole world, the reason why UK, the Britain sold us into slavery in many is because of our brain, what is inside. Are the same people, this guy on Nigeria side, on Monday we shall stand. Our mumu, you don't get PhD. Our mumu don't get school certificate, PhD, more than Nigerian president, who don't even have any single certificate. You stay the other side. Construct a bridge. You don't stay in the Senate for how many years? God of mercy. How? Hey. I don't want to talk about that again because I'm becoming emotional. I don't want to go there again. These are the kind of people that is representing me and you. To tell me somebody who can't even construct a bridge for his own people. Tell me what will happen now when the same people he is serving, like the cabals, tell him that he wants them to, all these people that stay that side, let them buy all of them so that Fulani will take over. What we ask them is just money, and he will do it. Should I blame him? No, I should not blame him. Why must I blame him? I should blame the idiots, the mumus that don't have brain. You see the reason why they are webtana and say, please, I am not here to banter anybody or to call your name or to drag you about where you come from. Please. I'm just trying to make a point. Please, I'm just trying to make a point. As I did now, call me anything. I will never get angry. How can you tell me in 21st century that somebody who's supposed to give you the dividend of democracy that is collecting constituency project money every month that ranges from 250 million to 500 million depending on your level on the Senate cannot construct even if Nakpako bridge? You stay this side and you are talking to them. They are there clapping hand and they praise you, shouting on your Monday we shall stand. I will not blame Webonyi. I will blame them. Because that is exactly how he go there to campaign and they voted for him, right? He came back again, maybe just one cup of rice and all of them will jumping up. This is too much. It's too much to bear. It's too much for me to bear.
They fear their truth, but you cannot bury a people whose roots go deeper than any empire's foundation. You cannot silence a voice that carries the thunder of ancestors and the fire of future generations. The Igbo stood tall when others knelt. They fought back when others surrendered. They dared to say no to injustice, even when the price was blood. That is why they were sold in chains across the Atlantic. Because colonizers feared what would happen if the world saw their strength. That is why the world has been silent about their legacy, because their existence exposes the lies of colonial narratives.
Your existence as Igbo is a threat to many. The reason why the Yoruba bastard and the Yoruba baboons are always on your neck. Your existence as a people is a very big threat to them. Not because you are violence, not because you are blocking their way, but because of what you are going to be in future with your intellect. It becomes a problem. Yet, we found out that inside these people that have this intellect, that even the British are afraid to let them be. We are now producing mumus as leaders. Mwebonyi is one of the useless mumu we have in Igboland. Francis Nwifuru is one of the useless mumu we have in Igboland. Soludo, who said he is a PhD, but I will not doubt him because PhD simply means Peking husband degree. We produce a mumu in form of PhD in that light of Chukwumaso Soludo. You can as well see the examples of Soludo on Ozuna, his son. Igbos now are producing idiots as leaders. What happened to the dynasty of this Ndi Igbo? The question we need to ask ourselves. They are now telling people our history. They are now creating our history by telling us where our boundary starts and where it ends. Yoruba will tell you they have Yoruba's ancestry in Kogi. Igbo man will not doubt it. Igbo man will say, up to you. They have Igbos in Kwara, which is their land. Igbo man will say, fine and good though. But anytime, in fact, there is a story here. There is one of the messages I have here. The person who is telling this message, is somebody from Delta, a Delta man, who said that anybody who try to associate them from Igbos, that person don't have brain. Go to the comment section of that very particular video. The same uncanny begs, unity beggars, are there telling him his own story that he is not an Igbo. Because we have failed to uphold what we represent. We failed. We really failed. It is painful. Very, very painful. Let me play you the video. I have countless of videos here to show you. Countless.
What we call identity crisis among us for some decades now. And we have taken Ndi Igbo Nine, Igbo Delta, Igbo Edo State, Igbo Benue, Igbo Kogi, Igbo Cross River, Igbo Akwa Ibom, Igbo Bayelsa, Igbo River State, of course, Ndi Igbo 5 Eastern State, Ghana Mountain. There's something I want us to do now. We have been crying and struggling to make an amendment to the fact that we were divided against our consent, we were divided against our will, and this has created what we call identity crisis among us.
Prophet Peter, the liquid fire, my brother, collect this one, collect this one. Somebody just Lovett joined through your invite, my brother, collect this one. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Whatever it is that you believe in God for, must surely come to you. Whatever it is you are believing God for, it must surely come to you. Anytime you needed help will emanate from nowhere. Anytime you needed help will emanate from. If you said how it will happen, you will be surprised. It will be a marvelous thing for you to understand what you are doing. For sharing this message, my brother, this awareness we are creating, it is not a job for one person alone. Okay, Chinyaka, Ngwere Chinyaka. Whether you are watching from Facebook or from TikTok, do the needful. I have said it countless times here. If you want to join this conversation, my brother, my sister, the WhatsApp number is out there on the screen. Just copy it, store it on your WhatsApp, give us a call. It will be on a speaker. Contribute your own quota on what is going on, so that posterity will be kind to you and to your generation. Greetings, hey, this is my very good friend. One day, and they miss you. They don't go live all this while. I know they see you. Where you can't go now? Free man, you go to Onye. Where you can't go? I be don't they dodge my life again. What did they happen? It is well. It is well, Prophet Peter, the liquid fire. One day, in fact, you are the original liquid fire. You go to Onye, you are highly welcome. Hit the like button. Thanks so much. You go to Onye, please. If you want to contribute to the matter on ground, the WhatsApp number is there. You can as well get the number, store it, give us a WhatsApp call, because I will not tell you to call a direct call, because this is international number. So it will cost you a lot of money. But just add it to your WhatsApp or to Telegram. Call. It will be on speaker. You contribute to the matter on ground. Yorubas now are trying to balkanize Biafrans again. What Yakubu Gowon did in 1967 is what is about to play out again. They are trying to stir ethnic tension between the Igbos and the Ejos. Do you know the reason why? They are losing ground on the presidency. So now they want to cause confusion. The confusion they are going to cause now will make the Ijos now, if they want to vote P2B, they will begin to have a double mind. They will say, okay, let us vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or rather, they will not vote at all. So the vote that is going to come from that side will now depreciate. I'm not saying this because I supported their election. Whatever they want to do, whether election, selection, or erection, it is up to them. But I'm telling you what these guys are trying to do now. Yoruba demons have lost everything in terms of digital leadership because Bola Ahmed Tinubu are the worst president that can, in fact, the Africa have ever produced. Even Museveni, who is a tyrant and the Pobia of Cameroon, is better than Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Under 3 years, you turn the country upside down. 2024, 25, 26, you are running a country without implementing the budget. Then where are all the money that have been mapped out for all these things? None is been working. You lost it now. Now you want to use Igbos because you hijacked the position of Peter Obi. None has left that position for Peter Obi. Buhari handed over that post to Peter Obi. He handed over to Peter Obi. Yes, argument of Mahmoud is a Hausa man, is the one who take that position and give it to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. My brother, the amount of money that this man paid Yakubu in his 50th generation, if that money is being managed well, they can never see anything that has to do with poverty. In fact, their toilet would be all in gold and silver. That is what happened. Hausa man made it clear that they have already handed over the power to Peter Obi. Yoruba demons hijacked it. These Yoruba demons now are losing ground. Seeing very well that Peter Obi is getting ground. Now they want to cause ethnic tension between our own brothers. Using our own people at the same time. Ndi Igbo. Asikwa na otu na adu nwoke na anya ugboro na abụ. Yawa wosi ọdụkpachara anyị anya, ọdụọ na ihe na-adịrọ mma. Yet we refuse to learn. Because now we are having idiots as leaders, both in traditional way and in politics. We are having idiots. In fact, I am unapologetic using this word.
For some decades now, and we have taken it upon ourselves to fight to make sure that we return that unity as it used to be before. But today, there is a new trend of our agenda that talks about regional government or whatsoever. I want Ndi Igbo to open their eyes and to their mind to the evil that are trying to mastermind. I want to ask a simple question before I continue. How then is a Ijaw man from Badagry? Ijaw man in Badagry is a relative to Ijaw man in Ondo State. The same thing with Ijaw man in Rivers State. Then if that be true, what is wrong with an Igbo man who is in Edo, Delta, Benue, Kogi, and the rest of Igbo? What is stopping them from being one?
Okay.
If the Fulani coming from Chad and Niger are related to the Fulanis in Nigeria,
okay,
why is Nigeria being so much afraid? So much afraid to allow the unity of Ndi Igbo to be. For a long time now, we have been talking about the divide and rule strategy introduced into the system by Gowon and his co.
Yeah.
And we have seen the level of damage such move caused to Ndi Igbo as a body. And today, Yorubas are up again with a game that will further divide us. If the regional government that are to be initiated, according to you guys, that is to go by ethno-linguistic, I want to call on the Igbos who are in River State. I talk about the Igweocha, the Eches, the Ekpeyes, the Opobos.
Yeah.
I talk about the old Igbos and co, Eleme and co. So also I'm calling on the Igbos in Edo State, Ibaki, Utos and Iruagbede and co. The same thing I'm calling on the Igbos of Delta State in Danyama. I am using this video to send this message that if we allow ourselves to be detached from region, the supposed region we are, and push up to where we don't know, by the time we'll be crying for help at that point, we might not receive that help. What we need to do, we are saying no for more, for any balkanization of Igbo ethnic nationalities. If there is a region to give Ndi Igbo, we are talking about a region that will be inclusive. We don't want any part of us to be out of that region. Whatsoever region that is given to Ndi Igbo, it must be completed. Igbos are indigenous in 13 states.
13, 14 states.
Like I said, which include Edo State, Benue, Kogi, Delta, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa,
Taraba,
River State, and at the same time, the 5 eastern states. So they should sub us together as a region, creating a Neoma that will be inclusive. The parts of Igbo speaking in Edo State is also encouraged, so that all of us will fall into that linguistic whatsoever nationalities. These places that I mentioned, we need no interpreter to say one or two about us to anybody. When I speak, Igbo man from Abakaliki understand me very well.
Of course.
As an Igbo man who find himself in a Kalan. Our people should wake up and see that the system that they are trying to introduce now will further silence our voice, will further make us minority, will further put us in a place where we will find it difficult to receive help.
Let me say this before I forget. The reason why these guys have not been displaced from where they are is because of the existence of Ndi Igbo. If these people succeeded in cornering them to join them, I mean this so-called Niger Delta or South to join Yorubas, my brother, they will be begging for even air. They are going to breathe. They are going to beg for air. The reason why they have not been displaced is because every other region who is planning that is afraid of the Igbos. Don't forget, one single Igbo man is more than thousands of Yaribas or Yariba demons out there. One single Igbo man. You may not understand. But as time goes on, you will thank me for this word. Waiting to happen on Iko Tuonye. Have you left? Have you left in? Please, this message is going to take us so long. I repeat, it's going to take us so long because we are going to come down dissecting this message to a layman's terms and understanding. We are not going to run away from the truth. Running away from our shadows, meaning that we are going to leave this war or this fight for our generation to continue, or rather, for our future generation to continue fighting. No! We are going to trash it in this generation, and it must end now, right now. How can we be surrounded by demons who call themselves human beings, who cannot contribute any single thing to your life other than destruction, other than confusion, other than backbiting and betrayal? And yet, they will still come out and tell you that they are the ones that need to stand on top. No wahala na. Akwabacha also, I go mile. Let's continue, please.
So what am I saying? I am using this medium to call and raise the bar, calling on Onwika, Ndokwa Gegu, Ndio Tunena Chenuane.
Okay.
Ibaka Strategic Group and Akokoa. Ohanese Ndi Igbo. And to every other Igbo socio-cultural organization, be the ones in Kogi, the ones in Benue, the ones in Riverside, this is the time we need to come under one umbrella to have a single definition that can stand the test of time in portraying who we truly are. We are not going to accept whatsoever diagram that is put before us, which has actually shown wickedness, which have actually shown marginalization, which has actually shown the level of hatred that some group in Nigeria have over the people that are called Igbo. We say no to further balkanization of Igbo entity.
Yes.
We say no to further balkanization of Igbo entity. This is what I'm here to say to you guys this afternoon. Send the message across to every good son and daughter of Ndi Igbo. It is time to say enough is enough. Nigeria state cannot be toiling with Ndi Igbo. To every given opportunity, they want you Ndi Igbo to feel a certain level of part of pain, making it look as if we're in competition with them. We are not in competition with anybody.
Yeah.
All what we are saying that let there be a fair playing ground. We can survive. We can fend for ourselves and our region. There was never a time an Igbo man stood up to put up a competition against the Jaws, against the Yorubas, against the Hausas, against the Fulanis, against the Idomas. We never wanted to put up a competition against them. All what we are saying is that let there be a fair playing ground that will be an enablement to every good citizens of this country to excel. This is what we are asking for. Now, if at all that the regime, Tinubu regime, and Tinubu regime want to see this thing come to pass, he should put into consideration that Ndi Igbo, we are not in a competition with anybody, but they should stop letting the world know that Nigeria has sworn to marginalize Ndi Igbo at all time. Honorable Asotambata, Senator, I'm using this video to say to you, sir, you have been doing marvelously, but I want you at this point to take a step that will further put an end to this Igbo subjugation, to this Igbo marginalization, to this way that Nigeria has been taking Ndi Igbo for granted.
Yes, everything I've been saying is all correct, including you, my brother. But you see where you guys make mistake is by calling on Hanez and Ndi Igbo. They are part of our problem. Hanez and Ndi Igbo have been politicized. Imagine each time they want to choose leader of Hanez and Ndi Igbo, then Abuja have to get involved for we to choose who is going to lead us, who is going to represent us. So that is the worst mistake anybody can do, to call on Haneze, to tell them to come and be part of this. No. You can imagine a wicked loyalist becoming a president of Haneze and Ndi Igbo. What do you expect? Nothing, absolutely nothing. They have been there since this guy, he called his name now, Zotambata, whatever he's being called, assumed that office. Have never seen any single action this guy have perfected. Even to talk about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's release, it becomes problem for him. He just come out one time, made that political statement, and went back to his home. What have they been saying? At least we have Ndi Igbo, an organization that's supposed to take care of whatever that concerns Igbo's affairs. All our areas have been militarized. Enugu State, Nigerian military will go to a village, open fire, buy people there and burn houses. Ndi Igbo will close their mouth. They are the real problem Igbos are having today. It is better we stay without that organization they call Ndi Igbo, whatever they're being called, than we say we have Ndi Igbo. No, we don't have anybody. We don't have anything that call Ndi Igbo. There's no any joint body now. We all can say we hold these people tight that they are going to represent us anywhere at any time. There is none. So nobody to even call them anything. Nobody to even call them, because when you call them, that means, in fact, you are trying to complicate your problems. You are trying to make it double.
I want you guys to put an end to it. Let us all come together, irrespective of the political party that you belong to. I want us to come together, fight this headlong, and deliver result to our people. We will never accept any further balkanization of Igbo entity. This is what I am saying, and this is what the majority of Ndi Igbo are saying. Thank you.
You heard the message. It is very, very simple. People are now telling telling our own stories to our own generation. A Yoruba man will tell you that a Yoruba man in Kogi, a Yoruba man in Brazil, a Yoruba man in Benin Republic, a Yoruba man in Togo, a Yoruba man in Mali, Niger, Cameroon, Senegambia, Somali, they will tell you they are all one. Then you, where Igbo man, where come from Anioma, will come online and type, I am an Igbo man from Anioma State. Yoruba will come and tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it. Maybe you don't hear me very well. It never happened to you. If you are active on X, my brother, sometimes I have chosen to even ignore what is happening there, because if you begin to reason what is being written there concerning you as an Igbo man, hey, voila deo. But let me shock you a little bit. Let me just shock you a little bit. Let me go to the comment section of this our brother now. This guy is from Delta State, from Anioma, and an Igbo. Let me go to there now. You will see countless comments from this uncanny bird, G-Euro bastards. They are even countering him, say, where do you get your own fact? You are not an Igbo. One idiot here now say, her name is Sam Bill. She said, tell us the info, cause I don't understand. Because I know that the Yorubas rejected the Ijaws map. So where did you get your own interpretation from? Yoruba asking somebody where he get his own interpretation of why he said he is an Igbo. Hey, Agbokwanda. Okay. Daughter of Ziki and Ojukwu said, the Yaribas rejected Ijaws, including what they claim is their territory, hoodwinked the Igbos to support them, only for those evil people calling devils to go ahead and cut Igbo territories and give it to the Ijaws and go. Like, what if I don't understand? Concerning Yoruba, on which areas are Igbo or not, I am glad it is even the South Igbos fighting them. You people are demonic. The idiots still don't want to rest. She says, you people are blind or of deaf. English self is problem for them. Now the ones where they give free education, though, but let's not dwell on that. You migrating to a region means you own the place, or what are you saying? English becomes your problem. Roscoe said this is 2026, not 1960. You guys want to instigate Igbos against our neighbors, but it will fail. This one, a Southerner replied to her, said, on a thing say 2026 na 1960. On I want to instigate our Igbos, our own Igbo brothers against us, but it will fail. God of mercy. Olayeye Emmanuel said, unbelievable. They will always be there. Even when you don't call them. The useless busybody I find in these guys, it is alarming. Okay, let's read. It says, unbelievable. If people say they are not part of Igbo, all well and good. But if they say they are not Igbo, they are not. How is that difficult? English becomes problem. Okay, let's see people who responded to him. People in Lagos, did they say they are Yoruba? He asked. And then Ndi Igbo News said Yorubas with their useless tricks again. At Akinola, you people problem is times. 10 Fulani terrorists is waiting at the corner for you people. Okay? To read their comment, my brother, the English there is unspoiled my tongue. But let us grow from this and then go to the one of the issues why we are here. One useless professor, we are asked a simple question by a Port Harcourt woman as well. Let us play it and then we come here.
Please, ma'am. Thank you very much. 1 minute. Thank you very much. I want to ask the Rivers region whether they realize that this conference is not, is a question. Do you realize that this conference is not a conference on the sins of the Nigerian state, which is why we are here. And it is not a conference on the many sins of government or the neglect of government, which is why we are here. This is a conference on ethno-linguistic restructuring of the Nigerian state. For the indigenous ethnicities to take back their sovereignty from Nigerian state and determine ethnically, linguistically, how they want to be governed. River State has to tell us here who are the indigenous ethnicities in River State and what is the traditional name of Port Harcourt. We hear the Yoruba, we hear the Gala, we hear the Okun Yoruba, we hear the Apa, we hear the Ibibio and Efik. What is the tradition?
I beg, before we proceed, waiting they stop on. Why don't they like this message now? No comment, no sharing. And TikTok, nothing they happen. Everybody just they look. I dare here they entertain you. If I tell you my time now, I'm supposed to be on my bed sleeping. Yet you can't even show any gratitude. I am not asking you to send your super chat or to monetize my listen for me. Just like the message, it becomes problem. Double tap your screen to like this message, it becomes a problem for you. Why now? Just make I begin to sing am like music now. So you gonna say that it's supposed to double tap on your screen if you are watching me from TikTok. So that at least this message will go viral for people to understand the awareness we are creating. And you are watching me from YouTube, you can't even like or even drop your comment. Even I drop number for you to be part of this conversation, you cannot do anything. And you are there looking at me. Just come before you know that I'm serious that this message is supposed to go viral. We are fighting for our future generation and you are here just looking at me like a noisemaker, right? No problem now. When it's we down on our future generation, they are going to blame me and you. Thank God my own videos have been on social media. They are going to bear witness for me in the future. Because most of the problem we are suffering today as a result of our ancestors who refuse to also tackle the menace when it is happening head on. And now this one don't arise now. Just share the message, it become problem for you. Like it become problem for me. Just comment, at least show your own part of concern that this matter is as urgent as anything. It becomes a problem for you. Because you know it is only a good problem. See where I do. I know there for Biafra land though. You know, so I know there for Biafra land. So if I decide that my lineage will continue from here, my brother, I have nothing going to zoo or Biafra land to do. I'm supposed to be on my bed. Share this message, it become problem for you. Double tap at least. Let this message go viral. It becomes a problem for you. No problem. Don't tap again. It's short. I just on here. Since that is what you want. If you come up here alive, if that person only you share wire, you know gonna say it's supposed to share the message or even like the message so that they either YouTube or TikTok go recommend the video to others to watch, because we are creating here awareness for our future generation. No problem now. In fact, whatever that you like, since that is what you want to hear.
Traditional name, what are your ethno-linguistic indigeneity, and what is the traditional name of Port Harcourt?
Thank you so much. We will thank you. Please, I think she deserves a round of applause. We will just give you 2 minutes.
Before I go ahead, I want to reply one comment here. Jason Pemi said Igbo should open their eyes because they are trying to take the heart of Igboland. In that aspect of heart of Igboland, there's nothing like heart of Igboland. The only issue there now is that these people want to a kind of block us not to have access to the sea. Don't forget, they have already shouted so many times about Warri Seaport and Port Harcourt Seaport. The idiot Akpo Sanwo-Olu has know that monopoly must remain in Lagos. So that's exactly what they are trying to do. Maybe you are talking about oil, my brother. No any woman needed oil for anything. What we build today is not as a result of any oil. That monopoly they hold in terms of importation, 80% of the goods or containers arriving in Lagos port, all of them ends up in Onitsha, Aba, and Owerri, and Enugu State. Yes, all the home markets there. 80%. Then how many percent remain? So that's exactly what they are trying to do. And each time you talk with them online, what they tell you is that you are landlocked. That is the language they want to use. And that language is why they are carving out a job, Port Harcourt, so that you will not have access to the sea. So that you will be 100% landlocked. That's exactly what I want to do now. Biafra land is not landlocked. Not at all. Even without Port Harcourt. But they want to carve out, including that Ezu River, that this man, they want to carve it out. So that they will then circle you with your enemies. Which means you are going to fight war all the days of your life. That's exactly what they want to do. That is my own explanation. Oh, please, my brother. I'm not saying this to generalize it. No, that is what I understood. Biko, let us continue.
We'll put up the question. 2 minutes maximum. The time is up, but please let's give them 2 minutes.
Okay. We have struggled so hard not to go into that. We in Rivers region, we are good people. We don't want to hurt anyone here. But if you insist, okay, so now.
We don't insist, sir.
No, she insists. If the Igbos insist.
We don't insist.
The question, okay. The question is this. The answer is this. Who are the Igbos? Who was the first Igbo tribe? The first Igbo tribe was Wanshi. The Wanshi. No, I'm coming. The Wanshi was the first Igbo tribe. Eri now came. I'm coming.
Please, just a minute. We are moderating this. You have asked a question. Now, let's not impose how they answer the question.
Sorry, we cannot take this. Hold on. We have to answer this question. We have to. Let it take our time. Let's answer this question once and for all. Now, the Wanshi were not more than 2 feet tall. They were the original owners of...
You have 30 more seconds.
Yes. Then Eri came in as a spiritual leader in Eri Aguleri, Fanel Aguleri, spiritual leader, and led for a long time.
Whenever they ask a Port Harcourt man question and he tell you that I don't want to offend the Igbo people, that Igbo people insisted, just know it that idiotic human being have been bought over. Look at this monkey, like call himself a professor, telling you that I don't want to offend anybody. Eri first come. That is not the question they ask him. What is the language and tradition of Port Harcourt? This guy had already been bought over even before this conference. A lot of them were bought over before this conference to come here to spill nonsense. Anything money and APC and the government of the day cannot do does not exist. We have to understand this at all times.
before the Arochukwu Confederacy in 1640. Because of the military might of Arochukwu Confederacy, it took over the leadership of Eri. And they now sold themselves. The Arochukwu Confederacy sold themselves for more than 300 years. And the Niger...
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, hold on.
We are moderating this, sir.
Hold on. Please, hold on. Let me answer the question. Hold on. Please.
The time is up, sir.
No.
They ask him question of yes, look at their language, and then he begin to talk waiting the no answer to tell you that he have already been bought over. Look at what they are going to say. This is a script that I'm giving to him. Let me tell some guys here who don't know what Yorubas have been doing now. Let me tell you that Yorubas have occupied Benin land already. Through Oba of Benin. Oba of Benin is their son. Yoruba have occupied, in fact, they have conquered Warri through Olu of Warri. Olu of Warri na their pikin, in case you don't know. You, when they talk, say, Warri no dey carry last, Warri no dey carry last. Una don carry last since long time ago. Una don carry last. They don't know what is happening. They don't know the kind of politics these people are trying to play. When they want to occupy your land, they will not use any gun or whatever, but they are going to be inserting some stooges. How can Warri be having Olu? Olu na Yoruba name now. How manage? If I'm wrong, please correct me at the comment section. If I'm wrong, correct me. But let us listen to this Mumu professor.
No.
Sir.
No.
Sir.
Now, the thing is that... No. Sorry.
Sorry, just a minute, sir. We are here moderating
the platform.
Yes.
On the platform.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute, sir.
They fight.
Just one minute,
They say
sir.
that when we come here, they say,
Please, we are moderating. Hold on, sir. We are the ones moderating this event. We are not here to fight. We are here to agree, and we must disagree before we agree. Just one moment. We must... Perfect. So we have the permission of the organizers and the convener to extend the time by another 5 minutes. So you have 3 minutes to deliver, then we'll put the question. Please stick to the 3 minutes.
no, I'm not finished. Hold on. The question has to be answered. Because each time we talk about this on the platform, each time we post things on the platform,
please let us not interrupt him. Let us listen. Just a minute, sir. Let us listen. He has 3 minutes. Let us give him his 3 minutes. Thank you, sir.
I can even use more than 2 minutes. It is the descendants of these slaves, freed slaves, abandoned slaves, and 1,600 ships of captives that repopulated the Niger Delta. We have a lot of slaves in my place. Job has a lot of slaves in their place. That was why I asked the first question here. Tell us your ancestry. Anybody who says, who is an Igbo man and has a homeland and says that he has any other place outside Igboland is either a slave or a descendant of a slave.
You have 1 minute to round up. You have 1 minute to round up.
When I hear them, that is it. He said that Igbos are slaves in Rivers State. That is the problem we are having. It's still happening. It keep on occurring. Any small thing, they will find one idiotic human being. You give him money that in his lifetime, he never even dreamt of having it, and then he will enter stage and begin to yarn nonsense. I was born to know that Port Harcourt name is Igweocha. That is what my mom used to call Port Harcourt. Anytime, like, my father traveled, And when we asked him, my brother cannot call Port Harcourt. He said, Igweocha. That is Port Harcourt. This current day Port Harcourt. Igweocha was the real name before Lord Lugan renamed Igweocha to Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is the name of one white man. Oh, they just used that place to honor him, secretary of the government of the day during that time. If I'm wrong, please correct me at the comment section. Igweocha is the name. Then Igweocha, I ask again, is Igweocha Yoruban language? Is it Hausa language, Fulani language? Is it French? Igweocha? Oh, Igbo. Hey, God have mercy. Chineke mekwara mmadụ ebere. Chineke mekwara mmadụ ebere n'ụwa nke anyị pụtara. Let us see the comment section. You go marvel. You go marvel. Udo Chukwunadi said, all those lands were empty before Igbos migrated to there. In fact, Igbos were using them as farmland and goes there during farming season and come back to harvest their crops. Udo Chukwu, this idiotic is an animal. Imagine telling Igbos their own origin and history, deviating from the question he was asked. Somebody that have brought over, they asked him question A, he answered B. That is what APC money can do. That is what the Confucianists called the Yorubas can do. This is their hand. This is their handwork. The person who asked this man the question is also a Port Harcourt woman who knows the history more than this idiot. Hey, God have mercy. Okay, let's continue. Immigrant of the past said, Omo, this old man na Olodo proper. He did not answer any question being asked. He didn't answer anything. He went on junketing, talking another different rubbish. Oluwa, now your hand with you. Nothing again you want to tell me. Nothing you want to tell me. Let us go back to this our message again, please.
But the truth is rising now. The descendants of the Igbo are rising. The world will know that the empire feared the Igbo because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled. They were meant to lead. So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent, or if your spirit yearns and shouts into the present, that time is not. That voice is the voice of the Igbo people, a people so powerful in spirit, so unbreakable in will, that even the mighty British Empire trembled at the sound of their name. They didn't fear the Igbo because they were violent. No. They feared the power of their mind, the strength of their unity, and the depth of their culture. The British Empire, with all its guns and global power, was shaken by a tribe that refused to bow, refused to break, refused to be erased. You see, the Igbo were never just another group of people to be colonized. They were a force of resistance, a pillar of self-rule, a threat to imperial lies. The Igbo believed in freedom long before the West defined it. They believed in justice before the colonizer could spell it. They governed themselves with systems so sophisticated that even European scholars were stunned. They didn't need kings appointed by foreigners. They chose their own leaders. They didn't need foreign religion to find God. They walked with him in spirit and in truth. That is what frightened the empire. Not their weapons, but their wisdom. Not their violence, but their vision. So the British tried to rewrite their story. They tried to brand them rebels, savages, pagans, because they feared their truth. But you cannot bury a people whose roots go deeper than any empire's foundation. You cannot silence a voice that carries the thunder of ancestors and the fire of future generations. The Igbo stood tall when others knelt. They fought back when others surrendered. They dared to say no to injustice, even when the price was blood. That is why they were sold in chains across the Atlantic, because colonizers feared what would happen if the world saw their strength. That is why the world has been silent about their legacy, because their existence exposes the lies of colonial narratives. But the truth is rising now. The descendants of the Igbo are rising. The world will know that the empire feared the Igbo because the Igbo were never meant to be ruled. They were meant to lead.
Okay.
So if you are of Igbo blood or African descent, or if your spirit yearns for justice, stand tall, walk proud. The legacy they tried to silence is roaring louder than ever. You are not the forgotten. You are the foundation. You are not a shadow of history. You are the light that history tried to hide. And when you walk with that knowledge, with that power in your chest, no empire, past or present, can ever make you feel small again. The British Empire feared the Igbo not for their weapons, but for their wisdom, self-governance, and unbreakable spirit. In a world where empires thrived on control, domination, and submission, the Igbo people represented everything that colonial powers could not predict, could not contain, and could not conquer. They were a people whose strength came not from brute force, but from an inner fire, the kind that refuses to be extinguished. The British were not intimidated by armies or battalions when they encountered the Igbo. They were shaken by a culture that had crafted a society where freedom, equity, and intelligence ruled before the colonizers even arrived. The Igbo did not depend on foreign systems to dictate their way of life. Their communities were built on sophisticated forms of decentralized government where every voice mattered. The elders were respected, the youth were empowered, and leadership was earned, not bought, not inherited, and certainly not forced by any outside throw. This model of society undermined the very foundation of colonialism, which was built on the lie that Africa needed saving, structuring, and civilizing. But here stood the Igbo, already organized, already advanced, already powerful.
Their knowledge of the land, of trade, of spirituality, and of communal governance made them a threat to the imperial narrative. Colonizers feared what would happen if other African tribes followed the Igbo example. What if the continent realized it didn't need to be ruled? What if the people realized they already had power, structure, and the divine right to lead themselves? The British Empire understood that the real danger wasn't in the Igbo lifting a sword, but in them lifting their heads high, refusing to bow, and declaring, "We are not yours to conquer." To break the Igbo, the colonizers knew they had to destroy not just bodies, but identity. They attacked their names, their languages.
They attack your name, your language, your identity, everything. They scattered it. The way they scattered our identity and everything that concerns the Igbos, now so posterity will scatter Britain now and forevermore. They will never fall back. As they begin to fall, Britain must fall. Ojukwu saw this prophecy. He prophesied about it. Nnamdi Kanu saw it, and also he kind of re-echoed it again. Simon Ekpa also said the same thing. UK will never fall back. They will never fall back. They are going to collapse. And Islamists is going to run UK down for what they did to the Igbos and the descendants of the Igbos. Unless they come out openly, confess, and pay us amount of 10 trillion pounds they are owing, because the oil they have been sucking from our land. Nobody knows how many barrels of oil these people are taking. Nobody knows how many kilos or how many tons of coal UK are taking from Enugu State. Up till tomorrow. Nigeria, okay, let's say, okay, Zoo have coal in Enugu State, right? But they don't have coal depot. UK have the highest coal depot in the whole of the world as of today. But they don't have any single coal deposited in the land of UK. Where is it coming from? From Enugu State. They have started to fall, and they must continue to fall until they vanish from this planet of this earth. Ndara.
The lies of the job people. I'm always here to educate them, to expose their lies. I thought after making a post that I'm going to abandon any argument with them. I thought they would learn, but I keep seeing their posts making noise. Understand? Shouting and crying online, insulting Ndi Igbo, making noise with see this, see that, ocean this, ocean that. I go on by Choriba use all the sea, on by Choriba use all the ocean. Will you stop us? You get she by us about stop one from using the sea or the ocean, and only Kuhiri online. So I want to address an issue here. Because I want to expose these people. What I go? You know, when they talk about betrayal, my hand about betrayal. The word betrayal, it is inherent in a job people. That's another name of a job people. Yan about betrayal. Anybody that identifies himself as a job is synonymous with betrayal. You know, ever since most of you be hearing about Niger Delta struggle, Niger Delta militant, Niger Delta militant. Most of you think that it was just the job people that fought for Niger Delta militancy. That's a very big lie. That was a very, very big lie. That's to show you the level of these people's betrayal. Many of our Igbo boys, we are among the Niger Delta struggle. A lot of them, we are among the Niger Delta struggle. They fought and helped these people. You don't know get population. You just got population. Can the population withstand the government?
Okay.
The people, the tribes who fought for the Niger Delta militants, who fought for them, the struggle, Igbos, those from Akwa Ibom, Cross River, even some Yaribas were among, Delta, Isoko, Robo, many of them were among. But we had a good number of Igbo people who fought for Niger Delta. So when you see them coming, shout our Niger Delta struggle, Niger, that's the only thing they make, most of them make match with. That would be Niger Delta, fit try us to be Niger Delta. But most of their strong men, Ndi Igbo, we are Igbos. Osisi Kanko was part of them. This Osisi Kanko we are hearing about that was disturbing Aba in 2006 or thereabouts.
Yeah, of course.
Osisi Kanko, and I will tell you why Osisi Kanko left and went to Aba to form his own deck, his own gang. They were all members of this Niger Delta militants. They were all members. I'll tell you why the Igbo people who were among them got angry and left. Most of them left and formed them outlaws with Soboma George Soblo. When Soboma George broke out, most of them joined him.
Thank yourself. How does
the
it
reason
work?
why most of Igbo people
AI
left that
finds
militants
trades while
because
you
of
live your life.
the injustice that was done in the amnesty, in the sharing of the government settlements. What's supposed to get to the Igbo people did not get to them.
They betrayed them.
They divided it. So they were complaining because they were not a job. Injustice was so clear. Even so, Osisi Kanko was part of them. This Osisi Kanko we are hearing about that was disturbing Aba.
More than listen to this history. Maybe you never hear about this. Even me myself, this is my first time of hearing that this Niger Delta you are hearing, oh, we are Niger Delta fighting for amnesty or whatever. Igbos form part of it. So it was a sharing formula that made the Igbos to decamp from there. I never heard this story before. So please, listen and listen attentively.
In 2006 or thereabouts, Osisi Kanko, and I will tell you why Osisi Kanko left and went to Aba to form his own deck, his own gang.
Okay.
They were all members of this Niger Delta militants. They were all members. I'll tell you why the Igbo people who were among them got angry and left. Most of them left and formed them outlaws with Soboma George Soblo.
when Soboma George broke out, most of them joined him. The reason why most of Igbo people left that militants because of what? The injustice that was done in the amnesty, in the sharing of them the government settlements.
Government settlements. Okay.
What's supposed to get to the Igbo people did not get to them. They divided it. So they were complaining because they were not a job. The injustice was so clear. Even Soboma George was against it when he was alive. His mother is an Igbo woman. He was against that injustice. That was what even made most Igbo people to join him. Most Igbo people died. The Igbo people were even they were one of their hitmen. Their delivery guys. They go to mission and come back successfully. Most Igbo people say die. But the Igbos, they strong, they come back. At a point, they thought that the Igbos were even the one killing them.
Okay, you see him?
Akwa Ibom, Odibio, Anam boys, also they are all part of the militants. You don't know the population. How many of them fought for the Niger Delta agitation? But they betrayed those Igbo boys. When it came for them to share the amnesty, share the settlements, they will give them a little share. That was one of the reasons that prompted Osisi Kanku to leave that group, went to Aba and formed his own deck. Had about 3,000 boys working with him. So when you see them making noise about Niger Delta militancy, now Igbo people follow help and fight that fight. How many on day if you face government? Our boys will be the Okreka. Now them follow una. When they were training them when they were giving them, they trained them during the amnesty in different countries. Most of them were Igbo people. Most of them who knew those boys in those days were Igbo people. Some don't die, some still just they find way to fend for their lives. But they are the one that got the greater share. They are the one that later became warlords, that they have now appeased them. Ateke Tompolo, Asari Tokubo. Even Soboma George was also betrayed and killed by his own fellow Ijaw brothers. And you come out and talk about betrayal. Who betrayed who? You people learned from your father at Adakaburu. One of the major betrayers. He betrayed his brothers, led Adekunle to the creeks, killed Igbo people in Boni, Opopo, and the likes of them. At the end, they still killed him. They used him, killed him, and killed his boys. They are celebrating a failure, a coward. You come and talk about betrayal. People will see them make noise. Niger Delta. I've been often follow fight the Niger Delta struggle.
Okay.
Who are your strong men? If not for the Igbos and the Akwa Ibom people and those from Delta, Cross River that joined you people, how many on a day we for maintain that fight?
More than the listener.
So many of the boys today are still roaming around the street, nothing. Most of them don't die. But you people are there, your warlords are there eating fast. Betray the struggle. How far the struggle? What is the result of those struggles? Go to your communities in Bayelsa and the other places, still lying in ruins, but your warlords are eating and getting fat. Eating and getting.
Dealing with stolen items, lost keys, wallets, or even a pet happens.
You see this story? We are going to watch this story. We are going to listen to it to the end, though. This story can never end. I will never cut this live until we hear this story completely. So that any day you go out there, they begin to tell you we are Niger Delta boys, another Delta boys. You let them know that they are nothing. They are nothing without their brothers, Igbos. We have said, okay, Billy Graham said it here. Igbos are not born to be ruled. They are born to lead. Every Igbo person is a ruler. It is well. Let's continue.
eating and getting fat. When it was time for Asari Tokunbo to replicate the same help to IPOB, he betrayed the struggle. Most of you have seen that video, that audio. When Nnamdi Kanu said he gave Asari Tokunbo how much? Was it up to 40 million or what? To give to Avengers, to train boys. He came out boldly to say, hey, the government contracted me to go to Igboland and kill Igbos. Saying it proudly. Is that not a betrayal? I only blame our people who are going to make to create alliance with this kind of people. These people are betrayers. That's why no matter their struggle, no matter whatever they are shouting, their lands will keep lying in ruins because they are selfishness and greediness, and they kill the job people.
Too bad.
Selfishness, these two things, selfishness and greediness. And they make noise a lot. Your land is supposed to be your own land is supposed to compete with all these developed countries. But selfishness and greediness no go allow now. Live better life. You guys are so greedy. The Igbos are always there to help anybody. But when it's time to help, so let's collaborate and make it. Another time I remember say with the Igbo. Another time I want chop alone.
You see him?
This same Asari Tokunbo, who has so many videos, where he was even agitating, saying we are not Nigerians. We want to this. Our land is lying in ruins. Now they have settled him. He has even become a Muslim.
Okay.
He was working with Nnamdi Kanu. Seriously. Whether now maybe he wanted to become the IPOB leader. Betrayed. He was even bold to say that he killed Igbo people. The government contracted him. He should come out and tell us what Nnamdi Kanu did to him or what IPOB did to him. I blame you people who still think that these people are our friends or brothers. They are not. They are betrayers.
They are not.
Ndi Igbo we are too accommodating. That is one of our problems.
That is a problem.
I be too accommodating. We accommodate everybody. Onye obuna praise onye Igbo. Onye obuna puta na he onye praise Ndi Igbo. Hey, I think we love you. Onye Hausa puta praise Ndi Igbo. We will go and support that person. Onye Fulani puta praise Ndi Igbo. We support that person.
We are too emotional.
I be too gullible. We shouldn't be moved by every praise. No. I don't follow people because you praise Igbo. You don't need to praise me. I know that I'm an Igbo. I know that I'm a great person. I don't need your validation. I don't need you to validate who I am.
Wisdom.
I don't keep validating my identity. I know who I am. You don't need to tell me. So when you're going to put praise on Igbo, hey, it's not Igbo unification, or Igbo unity. It's for Igbo unity. So we are with us. Really investigating to monitor this person, to observe. Most of what these people are looking for your engagement.
Not true.
I knew what the auto. I knew I need the engagement.
I swear.
So you're going to put grow your account. Praise where. Because there were times we are praising this Asari Tokunbo. As people that were in IPOB as far back as 2017, 2016, how they wanted to work with this guy.
Wisdom.
And how he betrayed the struggle. Even now, the Kanu you hear was bold to come out online. Cool, now they Ndi Igbo. That was what prompted Nnamdi Kanu to place a curse on him. Tomorrow they say they are saying Ndi Igbo betrayers. How do we betray? Tomorrow I call Ndi Igbo. We should forget about these people. Forget about them. One day I told you, I ain't Juru Jobiri as Ndi Igbo. Ndi Igbo Juru Jobiri. They are anywhere, or on a population, or on a strength.
For where?
Or on our minds. That's why you see them going about looking for territories so that they will get population. How will population? The real jobs are concentrated in bias and they are minorities upon minorities. That's why na Hanaga, Anabata than Alibo, Nago Buta, Naga, and Naga, then Doki Bang. They are looking for people to complement them. But when you try to share resources or to share position, they will remember that you are Igbo. Go and ask most of our Igbo brothers who foolishly, those some of these are stupid brothers from Ndoki, who foolishly wanted to go and associate with them. Go and ask them. They should tell you what some of them faced. They segregated them. Even in reverse politics. That's why most of them are trying to change their names.
Not true.
To sound the job. Very foolish and stupid people.
I stopped paying $500 a month for cartoon.
You see the problem? The betraying is in their blood. So when Azare Okubo betrayed Mazen Nnamdi Kanu after collecting 20 million naira to train Biafran youths, everybody was like, why must you do a thing like that? Now you have seen the reason that these guys, they betray for a living. Betrayal is in their DNA. In fact, their dynasty is betrayal. We are going to listen to this message to the end.
How many of you fought militant struggle? Most of our people who died in those militant, we are Igbo people. They are your strengths. But if we don't say all these things now, you think it's Ija. How many of you fought? But they have settled you guys now greedily. Now all of you are living as kings. But your community are still lying in ruins. Very, very greedy. That's why I see. No matter now with small issues, now POB, you understand. Kayabo Oman is Yoko, that Nnamdi Kanu is not a selfish person. Nnamdi Kanu is not a selfish. Nnamdi Kanu was interested in the welfare of every tribe. Every tribe, every indigenous people. The only people Nnamdi Kanu was issue with so much on the Fulani. He was even interested in the Hausa people's tribe. On how he educated them to break away, to don't allow this Fulani influence over them. That's the only people Nnamdi Kanu will issue with. Nnamdi Kanu was interested in every tribe to control their resources. That's why he wanted alliance with India. Ndi Igbo through outside to Congo. At least they will push this thing. But instead, he collected contracts from government
and betrayed Nnamdi Kanu
to kill
Igbos,
his friends, his people. This our accommodating nature, I know. Even small rats. They rule anything. They rule some tribes that we don't even hear their noise anywhere in Nigeria. They rule. No matter talk about it.
They will try on.
On social media is changing words with stupid people. Because we are trying to protect our identity. Because we are always trying to look for alliance. Ndị Igbo dị ọtụtụ. Onwere onye ọbụla anyị ga-ekwu n'ime obi anyị na ịma mmenwu. There's nothing we will ever think that we can't achieve. Ya ka ndị ụwa niile ji atụ anyị ụjọ. They forgot the help we helped them. They forgot that we are one of their saviors. Most of you don't know. Ndi Igbo surrounding help produce people. No. Most of them from Abia State, Obako. I know most of them. Obi Buhan Java. Boys who Lord this Ogwana after Igbo population. On the Amana River State and not Igbo population. Most of them Ndi Igbo. And even Ndi Igbo they fight with their minds.
They fight to finish.
They are so patriotic. No go. These are the major strong hands, how we. But what made most of those Igbo boys angry was when they started sharing allocations. They didn't I divide the area, the thing. Most of them left. Some joined Soboma George, who was later also killed by their own brother. Betrayers from Adakaboro. Betrayers run through these people, their lineage. But that's not Igbo a problem. Who is Igbo? What do you mean by Igbo? what Igbo man get your time? Does an Igbo man have your time? You see us on social media today trying to debunk all this nonsense because your lies, we allowed your lies to peddle for a long time. You peddle these lies for a long time. That's why you see us today debunking all this false narrative. And I told you, I need you to job as Ndi Igbo. You stop looking for alliance with any fucking person. Stop looking for alliance. So one day I chop. I need to be so signing. We are more than a nation. If not that, maybe we are trying to look for how to save our indigenous Igbo brothers. No, in Nigeria. Even the 5 states in Southeast is enough to make Igbo great.
I swear.
You're already great.
I swear.
How many states, how many tribes has achieved half of the urban achieved? No, what?
Not Igboland there. Not true.
I'm making waves, making progress. And we're looking for alliance. Alliance with who? With the devil. That's why I have betrayal and I try and watch it.
Disappear until September 1st to become the smart.
When I don't hear what they happen. One day, I think it is high time now we begin to think to go with, in fact, let them go to blazes. It is high time we decide to go with our 5 states. It is high time. Since they don't acknowledge us, my brother, we are not giving them any chance again. It is high time we begin to think towards this direction because this betrayal is too much. If they can betray us, what happens tomorrow when we become a country? Are you sure that the ISIS and the rest of them is not going to be using them to penetrate us and they are going to also betray us and collect money from our back? So what is the guarantee that they cannot betray us tomorrow? Since betrayal is their dynasty, betrayal is in their DNA. My brother, in fact, every Igbo man need to hear this. So I tell you the truth, every man need to hear this. Since they want to join the Yoruba Bulls and Yorubawa, let them join them. Now them go cry later. Just like one of the speakers, the guy from Anoma, he said that this thing they are pushing them, they better listen to them now, not to join all this alliance. They better stay on those who have already accepted them from their ancestral land. Because when they will cry for help, that these guys are not going to come. And I've said it here before, that the reason why you see these guys never overrun all this, the so-called Niger Deltas, is because they are afraid of the Igbos. Anything they make Igbos to remove their hand from these people, my brother, Yorubas will turn them to their slaves. And it's going to happen with in our eyes.
This person in the room. Take a 1-minute quiz, spend just 15 minutes a day learning new skills. This is the AI certificate.
We help these people, including Don Wani, Ndi Igbo, it was all those, cause all those injustice. They made most of these boys should form their own gang. All this injustice made most of these boys form their own gangs. Criminality, because they all fought together, but when it came to share resources, come on, stop with these people. Today now they are as I go warlords. Government is settling them near pipeline security. Nka head of Tantita, Nka no Okreka, Nka on na Kalabari. How many of those boys that fought for them are living where? Their families. That's why I love Kanu. Kanu is not a selfish human being, but he's not selfish.
Yeah.
But he's not selfish. He's interested in the welfare of everybody.
Everybody.
IPOB has every tribe represented in IPOB. No, alliance. Looking for alliance with the devil. So leave these stupid people.
Also, a German.
My brother, the message you don't finish. That nothing again I can tell you now that is what that is better than what this our brother have said. And that brings us to the end of this our program. We have spent 2 hours already and some minutes. So we are going to call it a day, or rather a night, because it is late here already. I'm about to hit my bed, so that I will not sleep on a live show. Okay, my wonderfully made Biafran brothers and sisters, I thank you all for watching. Iko Tuonye, my brother, you from another mother, you did well. A very good job for you today, and may my God continue to bless you, prosper you, and meet you at every point of your need. Anytime you needed help, one help must surely come from east, west, north, and south to locate you. For my fans watching me from TikTok, I bless you all. It shall be well with every hand that typed, every hand that sent love, and every hand that shared the program today. We are going to see you again tomorrow, being Saturday. Please enjoy the rest of your day or the rest of your night. For me, it is morning for me already. It is 12 a.m. It is 12 a.m. So I am going to hit my bed. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Have a nice evening. It shall be well with every one of us. I bless you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Okute Daily Talk. Thank you for sharing the love. Thank you for being part of this ministry. One thing I can assure you is that this ministry must surely get to the permanent site. There's no two ways about it. I love you all. Okay, Messiano.